some time ago, I guess it's probably been 15 years ago now, no, maybe less, maybe 12 years ago, I met a guy. And this guy had a terrible problem with his neck, and he was getting a chiropractic adjustment every single day. In fact, he had a chiropractor on his staff. He was a doctor from Germany, and he had been in a bad horse accident. He had impinged his neck, and they just couldn't seem to get it fixed. Well, I met him, and I said, yeah, I can probably fix that. You can imagine how that went over. Yeah, right, who are you? I said, well, my favorite line, get your sorry butt on my table, and I'll fix it. Well, he came over to my house. I took him down in the kids' basement, in the playroom. I set up a massage table. I worked on him for an hour and a half. In an hour and a half, he had no more pain in his neck. First time in like 3 or 4 years. He couldn't believe it. He was pain-free. That doesn't mean it stayed. Now, I'm not going to tell you I fixed him. I got rid of his pain. And then we became friends. And this guy was making $13 million a year. He was a motivational trainer in Europe. He had 8 bestsellers in German, best-selling books. He was working for Deutsche Bank and IBM and all the big companies. And here's a guy, he was making $13 million a year. He was working 4 weekends a year. He had 4 seminars a year, and he had, 15,000 people in his seminars. They had to use ball stadiums for his seminars. The guy was brilliant. He said, Will, you got to write a book. You got to write a book. So I thought about it. Well, I wrote a book, and it's right here. It's Will Green's Master Referral Marketing System. It was the first book that I wrote. And if you want to buy a copy, you can go to Amazon.com, and you can get a copy for $249.95. But if you follow me along, I'm going to show you how to get it for less than $30, okay? So that's the book, and it talks about referral marketing. Now, I've got to tell you, I've spent tens of thousands of dollars and years studying marketing. And this book, it's really interesting because there's 23 pages of reading, and the rest of it's memory joggers. And I talk about 3 kinds of people. There's connectors, and those are people that can get you in to see anybody. If I want to go see President Obama, I can get in to see him because I happen to know a connector. And that particular connector can get me in to see anybody in the executive mansion. Now, I might not get in when I want to, but I'll get an audience because he's a connector. Now, I know a lot of connectors. The next one is the storyteller. And the storyteller is the person that they can just lead you into anything. They tell you a story and draw you right into the story. And then there's the trusted advisor. That's the old guy like me that's been around a long time and done it. And everybody that knows me knows that I've done it. And there's 2 things they know about me. Number 1, I'm an achiever. And number 2, I never lie. You know why I don't lie? Because I'm not smart enough to remember what I said. So I'd get caught up all the time. But I refuse to lie. I mean, I've worked with the FBI and all kind of people. I don't lie. And they know that. So that's my 2 attributes. So I published this book. And this book, in fact, I've got a whole section in here just for massage people. And here's the thing. Who do you know is a neighbor next door? Who do you know is a tired person? Who do you know is a sore person? Who do you know is a stressed person? Who do you know is a neighbor across the street? Who do you know is a sad person? Who do you know is a person you work with? Who's your best friend? Who do you know is a member of your church? Who do you know is an organization member? Who do you know is a country club member? Who do you know is a health club member? I should have talked about health clubs. Health clubs are a great place to get lots of clients because people in there trying to get all built up, and they get so tight they hurt. Well, they're natural for us. If we can get some of that lactic acid out of their muscles, they're going to come back and come back. A sports enthusiast, a business owner. Who do you know is a smart person? Who do you know is an ambitious person? Who do you know is a friendly person? Who do you know is a talkative person? Who do you know is an honest person? Well, this book teaches you how to go back into your memory, and it teaches you how to draw all those people that you've ever met out of your memory. And you take 1 page of the book every night before you go to bed, and you go down with a list of 3 questions. You ask these 3 questions of that list, and when you wake up in the morning, you know what happens? You grab a pad of paper, and you start writing down the names. That's all, just the names. Because I promise you, in 5 minutes, you'll forget them. I promise you, everybody does. I do. But I write them down. And then in the book, I teach you how to find the people. I mean, I found people I haven't seen for 30, 40 years. You know? I mean, the only one I haven't found, when I was in first grade, I fell in love with my teacher, Miss George, and she got married and broke my heart that year because I wanted her to wait for me. I never have found her. I don't know where she went to because her name changed. She's not Miss George anymore. But, you know, we teach you how to find just about everybody. Now, this is really important. Now, how much, we used to sell this to insurance agencies for $3,000 as training course, and I put it into a book. I took it out of the training course. We used to sit down with insurance agencies and real estate agencies and teach them how to double and quadruple and triple and quadruple their practices, their businesses, with this premise right here. Well, I have a daughter, my second daughter, Faith, who does massage. And she's got a girlfriend. Her girlfriend's name is Michelle Abraham. If you know anything about marketing at all, Jay Abraham is at the top of marketing in this country. And Jay's daughter, Michelle, and my daughter, Faith Michelle, decided to get together and start an association. And they started an association called a resource community for women, ARC, A-R-C, women.com. Well, I'm the daddy, right? Now, Jay's thrown in one of his training programs, one of his best programs, and I've thrown in this book. Now, this book, all of the members of ARC get a copy of this book. Not a hard copy, but a copy online. They can go online, and they can put it on paper if they want to, or just do the book right online. But I give that to them because I gave it to my daughter so she could build her association. So if you go to arcwomen.com and you join it for $29.95 a year, you get about $10,000 worth of education. Now, that's for women. But how if you're a guy? Well, if you're a guy, you go to MOD, Men of Distinction MODassociation.com. Well, it's a part of ARC because our daughters own it all. But, we can't leave us guys out because I'd get left out. So you go to arcwomen.com or modassociation.com, and you can get a copy of this book, $249.95. On Amazon. If you think I'm kidding, go look it up. It's Will Green's Master Referral Marketing System. So I want you to master referral marketing because I'm going to tell you what happens. This is really interesting. Do you know that a business that contacts its clients twice a year and just says, "Hey, how you doing?" it automatically raises their business 35%? It's statistical. We have the statistics. I mean, this is not just, I'm not giving you theory. I don't like theory. Theory says bumblebees can't fly. I love bumblebees, and I watch them fly all the time. This is not theory. This is reality. This is the real stuff. So I really want you to be successful. So you need to think about and figure out all the people you've ever met. Because if they knew what you were doing, if they didn't need a massage, they know somebody that does. It's interesting, but I've been in this town that I live in now for 11 years. And I bought a great big building on Main Street when we got here. And somebody came along and bought it, and I made $500,000. Then I bought another building and restored that building, and that's where the IMA lives now. And, I built that thing from the ground up. I took an old laundromat and I added on to it, put a second floor on it. It's on the market right now for $3 million. So I'm not telling you stuff I haven't done. I'm telling you stuff I'm doing and I've done. So, you know how many people in this town don't know that we're here after 11 years? Most of them. How many of your friends don't know that you're doing massage? I'm going to tell you. I ain't going to think about it. Most of them. How many people that you've known over the years, know that you're doing massage? Very few. So if you can go back into your memory banks and you can pull out all those names and you can contact them and say, "Hey, how you doing? Man, I'm doing massage now. I'm having so much fun. I'd love to work on you. Do you know everybody needs a massage?" You know what? Everyone you ask that question to, either you're going to get them in or somebody they know. Now, how can you be in a business like massage and not have your table full all the time? How many stressed people there are? How many people are in pain? I mean, pain builds my business. Stress builds my business. My business is helping people get through that stuff and get rid of it. And that can be your business too. However, everybody that you've ever met needs to know what you're doing right now. And then you'll be more successful than I've been because, you're ahead of me. I'm giving you this stuff. It took me years to figure this stuff out. I'm giving it to you on a silver platter. So here it is. Do something with it.